You know, every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay, especially here in Las Vegas, the all-you-can-eat capital of the world. Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and I'm on a quest to vlog every restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip as well as downtown on Fremont Street. I'm 169 in, and this week for number 170, I'm here at the Harrah's Las Vegas where I'm checking out walk-ons for the first time. Really happy to have you along. I'll see you inside. Alright everyone, and here I am seated at Walk-On Sports Bistreaux at the Harrah's Las Vegas. A very nice sports bar here. This is a nice blend between modern and cozy. A full-service bar, booths and tables for seating. This place looks like it's well equipped to handle large parties, and you've got plenty of screens for your favorite sports programming. Certainly a loud, lively atmosphere here, great vibes. Now regardless of the vibes, you know it's all about the food for me, so let's take a look at what they have to eat on the menu. So here's the menu at Walk-Ons. We'll begin with the beverages. Here are their signature cocktails. Looks like raspberry lemonade, moonshine swirl. This all looks really good. Spicy jalapeno margarita, skinny margarita. A couple of classics here, like an old fashioned and margaritas. Here are your everyday brews. Looks like various different brews there. And you have some red wines, white wines, and sparklings down here. And these are your beverages here at Walk-Ons. They also serve Coke products. Let's flip the page on over, take a look at what they have to eat. That's what I'm mostly interested in. So let's see here. Starters, we got bone-in wings. A good sports bar has to have good wings. Fried alligator, that's interesting sounding. Boom boom shrimp, mozzarella logs, all looking really good. A couple of salads here, chicken berry pecan and a cypress cob. Moving on to their specialties, a Louisiana platter, bayou pasta. Oh yeah, that all looks really good. And then some signature entrees here on the left, lemon butter chicken, a etouffee, hand patty burgers on the right there, hangover burger, hickory burger, all looking really good. Here are some sandwiches and po' boys. Chicken avocado, buffalo chicken sandwich, shrimp po' boy, catfish po' boy down there. And a couple of sides here as well, onion rings, waffle fries, broccoli, hush puppies and the like. And last but certainly not least, a couple of desserts here for you, some chocolate chips cookie sundaes, beignets, and bread pudding. So a nice little menu here at Walk-Ons. Okay, I actually wasn't expecting to see so many Cajun options and some Louisiana classics here at Walk-On, so I'm really looking forward to trying a lot today. And you know how it goes in my videos, every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. I'm gonna get a nice variety, and together we're gonna see what Walk-Ons here is all about. Appetizers are coming up first. I'll see you a little bit when it arrives. And welcome back everyone, my appetizers guy here. This is looking really good. Let me give you a view. Now I got a 12-piece order of wings, half buffalo and half sweet chili, some fried alligator, spinach and artichoke dip, boom boom shrimp, as well as their mozzarella logs. It's looking like some pretty good bar food. Let's give it a try. We'll start things off with the spinach and artichoke dip. I'd say this has become a pretty classic bar food here in America. And I've got a nice chip here covered in that dip. Let's see how it is. And, you know, not bad. I'd say this is a pretty standard recipe for a spinach and artichoke dip. You have store-bought tortilla chips here, and they're not stale by any means. There is a nice crisp to them. However, they are pretty salty. I think I could probably do with about 50% less salt on those chips. The spinach dip is nice. It's creamy, it's garlicky, very cheesy as well, and you do get a little bit of the bitter flavor from that spinach. Unfortunately, I think the spinach dip itself is also a bit on the salty side, and in conjunction with those salty chips, it does lead to a pretty high salinity. I'm finding myself reaching for my beverage pretty quickly after biting into this. I think if they would watch the salt on that one a little bit, I'd like this more. Next up, boom boom shrimp. You got some crispy looking fried shrimp here, covered in what they call boom boom sauce. Let's go and see what this tastes like. Unfortunately, I can't say I'm the biggest fan of this one. I'll start with the good. I do like the breading here on the shrimp. It does have some nice crunch to it. Even though it has been soaked in the sauce, it's been able to retain a lot of that crisp. I'd say the shrimp inside is okay. Texture-wise, it is a little bit on the chewy side. I would certainly prefer that to be a little bit more succulent. And unfortunately, I can't say that you get too much of the briny shrimp flavor that you're hoping for. I'm not all that in love with the boom boom sauce here. It's effectively something like a chipotle cream sauce with a little bit of garlic and a little bit of sweetness. Unfortunately, it's a little bit out of balance. It's much more spicy than I think it needs to be. I would like a little bit more of that garlicky creaminess to come through. I wouldn't say it's bad, it's just personally this one isn't for me. I think I'd skip on that one next time. Next up, we'll go in on some fried alligator. As soon as I saw this on the menu, I knew I had to get it. Don't recall the last time I had alligator, though this comes with a sauce. We'll give it a bit of a dip here. And let's see how this is. Oh yeah, that's good. I do like this alligator quite a bit. Starting with the batter on the exterior, easily the best fried texture I've had so far today. There's a marvelously airy crisp about it. That batter is also incredibly well seasoned. Not just salt and pepper, but a lot of smoky flavors that you would expect from the bayou and southern cooking. And there is a nice kick here. A proper amount of cayenne is in that batter. The alligator actually does have a very nice texture. It's soft, relatively tender, a little bit chewier than chicken, but flavor-wise very similar to chicken. You have something very akin to a remoulade cream sauce, just a little bit spicy, very creamy and rich. It complements the alligator very well. I actually like that appetizer quite a bit. That's a good one. Next up, I'm going in on the mozzarella logs. Really big mozzarella sticks here. We'll give it a dip into the accompanying marinara sauce. Let's see how it is. Yeah, not bad. You have a panko breadcrumb exterior here that's delivering a really satisfying crunch. And the batter's been relatively well seasoned, although there's a bit of a nuttier flavor to that batter. The mozzarella cheese inside is mild and rich, although not exactly the stringiest cheese I've ever had. But especially going into the aftertaste, you're able to appreciate a little bit more of the salinity of that cheese. So that is nice. I think the marinara sauce here is just okay. A very simple sauce, maybe 5 to 6 ingredients. But for my personal taste, I think these tomatoes can be cooked down a little bit more. There's a bit of a raw sweetness to it that I'm not enjoying as much as I would like. Overall, not bad though. Texture-wise, these are really great. Still a satisfying mozzarella log. Next up, we'll go in on some chicken wings. Now I got 2 flavors of wings. Buffalo is what I'd like to start with, dipping it into the ranch here. Let's see how it is. You know what, not bad. Not exactly the meatiest wings here. And the meat that is on the wings, I wouldn't exactly call it super tender. Unfortunately, the meat was a little bit on the chewy side today. That said, it was well seasoned. The chicken does taste pretty good. I can't say I'm a big fan of their buffalo sauce. While it does have a nice spice level, I think the tang is a little bit overpowering. I think the sauce just has too much vinegar in it today. The ranch dressing is creamy and cooling though, so that's always nice. I've definitely had better hot wings in my day. All right, everyone. Now the last appetizer I'm trying today is going to be the other chicken wing that I got. This is with the sweet chili. I'm going to give this a dip into the ranch dressing as well. And let's see how this is. You know what, not bad. Now I have the same critique when it comes to the chicken. Unfortunately, this is a bit on the chewy side, a little bit tough. Not exactly the most soft and tender chicken wings here. Now that said, I actually like the sweet chili sauce so much more than the buffalo here. A good amount of kick that's been balanced out by some nice sweetness. That is tasty. In general though, I'd say the chicken wings here are just kind of mid. All right, everyone, now that's all of the appetizers I'm trying today. I'm joined by a buddy and we're going to continue working on this. Probably take a lot to go because we're going to do first round of entrees. Don't go around, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. My first round of entrees just got here. With my first round, I decided to try a lot of their handhelds. Let me give you a view. Now, I got their hickory burger as well as their blackjack chicken sandwich, the buffalo chicken wrap, and a shrimp po' boy. This is all looking really tasty. Let's give them a try. I'm going to start off this round with the hickory burger. Now this burger is absolutely massive. You have an entire mountain of onion rings here, the size equivalent of the rest of the burger. I've cut the burger in half here to share with my buddy, and this is so unwieldy, it's really difficult to hold. Hopefully it tastes good though. Here's the hickory burger.
Actually, Tommy Lloyd had recruited when he was an assistant, a lead assistant at Gonzaga.
Oh yeah, that's good. You know, despite its size, this is actually a really good tasting burger. You've got a pretty soft burger bun here, slightly toasted. There's a little bit of a sweet flavor to that bread as well. Solid burger buns here. The burger patties here at Walk-Ons are quite tasty. This burger patty certainly has a nice amount of fat content in it, and they prepared this burger medium. It's well seasoned, a juicy burger bite. In general, just a well-made burger. No real issues with the produce here. The lettuce seems fresh, though the tomatoes might be just a tad on the mealy side. There is a nice barbecue sauce that provides a bit of a smoky and tangy flavor, and you get some additional smoky flavors from that bacon, and some good sharp salinity from some cheddar cheese. Now the elephant in the room is obviously this mountain of onion rings on top, and while I wouldn't say they're the crispiest onion rings I've ever tried, they are well seasoned, and you do get to taste a bit of that sweet onion flavor in the center. I do like the additional texture variety it provides. In general, this is a good Western style cheeseburger here. I was happy with that, that was good. Next up, we'll try their waffle fries. This is the standard side that comes along with all of your burgers and handhelds here at Walk-Ons. Let's see how they are.
Big tropical fan, are we?
Oh yeah, it's good. Definitely appreciating these waffle cut fries. A nice cook to these, a really satisfying crunchy exterior with a soft pillowy potato center. They've also been seasoned well beyond salt and pepper. You have paprika in here as well as other spices, definitely providing a bit of a smoky flavor. These are nice. A good French fry accompaniment, those were just fine. Next up, I'm going in on the blackjack chicken sandwich. This was a chicken sandwich recommended by my server, and it really does look good. Let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, it's good. This is a solid chicken sandwich. I like how these flavors are coming together. We have the same bun that we had on the burger, so a slightly sweet flavor, very soft, lightly toasted, all that's fine. A very nice chicken breast in the sandwich. It's been very well seasoned, a nice smoky, slightly spicy flavor to it. You also get a little bit of a char flavor from those grill marks, and it's tender, relatively juicy, just a nice chicken breast here. The bacon delivers a nice additional smoky salinity, and you have a sriracha aioli sauce in here, providing a slightly spicy but rich creaminess. There is lettuce and tomato in the sandwich, although I wouldn't say they really make their flavors known here. Maybe just a little bit of additional texture from that lettuce, but otherwise not adding too much. There's caramelized onions in the sandwich, and that's where a lot of the really nice flavors lie. A beautiful nutty sweetness, they've really browned these out, and it does provide a nice accent taste to the entire sandwich. I'm definitely enjoying this. That's definitely a good chicken sandwich right there. Next up, I'm gonna try the side that I got along with this blackjack chicken sandwich. That's the cheesy grits. Now, while all the sandwiches come with fries, you can opt to try something else. Cheesy grits is one of those options. Let's see how it is at Walk-Ons. Oh yeah, that was good. I'd say your textbook cheesy grit here. These are actually very tasty. A creamy yet slightly grainy grit here, delivering a bit of a savory flavor. In conjunction with that salty cheese, it does taste good. You have some corn. You have little kernels of toasted corn in here, providing a bit of a nutty sweetness. But it's an accent flavor throughout the bite, not incorporated into the whole grit. A little bit sweet, nice and savory with a creamy texture. I'm happy with the grits. That's a decent side right there. I'm gonna keep on theme with the chicken. Next up is the buffalo chicken wrap. Haven't had a buffalo chicken wrap in a while. Although now that I've had the buffalo wings, I'm a little bit weary of this one. It is served with ranch dressing though, so I'll give it a little bit of a dip here. Here's the buffalo chicken wrap. Oh, you know, not bad. Now, I can't say I taste too much of the actual wrap itself, but a very pliable tortilla wrap here, that's all fine. Now, the chicken in the middle is quite tender, much less chewy than the chicken wings. Unfortunately, the buffalo sauce still has a bit of a similar critique. I think it's just a bit too tangy, and oddly enough, in this variation, much too salty. This definitely has a very salty aftertaste, and I can't say I'm enjoying that all that much. What is nice here, though, is the addition of bacon as well as tomatoes to help brighten up some of the flavors. Although the bacon is probably adding to a little bit of that over-salted issue, the sweetness of the tomatoes definitely helps to bring balance here. A layer of cheese provides richness, and I'd say the ranch is almost mandatory in this particular bite, especially given the salt levels. That cooling creaminess is really warranted. It's not all that bad, just a couple of detractors keeping it from being great. Probably not my dish of choice here, though. Okie dokie, next side I'm gonna go and try are gonna be the sweet potato fries. And so this is one of your other side options here at Walk-Ons, and I always enjoy a good sweet potato fry. Let's see how they are today.
So Jay, when you guys were down 15, how did you flip the script?
Yeah, that's fine. I'd say a pretty standard sweet potato fry here. Not super crispy on the outside. I would prefer a lot more crunch. And the center does feel a little bit dense. That said, there is a good natural sweetness from the sweet potatoes. And these have been very lightly seasoned, really letting the sweet potato flavor shine. I do think they are quite oily, quite heavy for what you want in a sweet potato fry like this. But otherwise, totally acceptable. Not a bad sweet potato fry there. All right, everyone, now the last handheld I'm going to be trying today is going to be the shrimp po' boy. With their slogan being a taste of Louisiana, I'm really hoping that the po' boy is good. And at least visually, it does look good. Let's see how it is.
Watch Stars Originals and more.
Yeah, no, not bad. Now I'll start with my favorite part, which is the bread. A super crusty French loaf here. Much less sweet than the burger buns that they have, though a very fluffy texture in the center. It's been lightly buttered and toasted. I like the texture and the taste of this bread. Now, I already mentioned during the appetizer round with the boom boom shrimp that I thought the shrimp here was just okay. While you do have a nice crunch on the batter and it has been well seasoned, unfortunately the shrimp inside just leaves a bit to be desired. You don't really get to taste too much of it, and it's just a tad on the chewy side. In general, I would say the sandwich is also a tad dry. There is a layer of mayonnaise, however, the bite that I had didn't have as much on it. It wasn't until a later bite where I got a little bit more of that moisture that it all came together a lot better. No real issues when it comes to the produce though. I do like the lettuce and tomato, and you do get a little bit of that sour, tangy flavor from the pickles here. Totally passable, though I personally wish that the shrimp was just a little better. Totally in love with that bread though. I would eat just about anything on it. All right, everyone, now the last bite that I'm trying from this first round of entrees is gonna be this last side, which is the broccoli. Easily the healthiest bite I'm probably gonna be taking today, and I certainly don't mind something healthy like this. Let's see how the broccoli is. Oh yeah, it's good. A nicely made broccoli here. No real issues when it comes to this preparation. These have been well blanched, it's fork tender with a little bit of firmness to the outside, and the natural flavor of the broccoli hasn't been completely nuked away. That's great. This broccoli has been well seasoned, and there has been some garlic introduced, delivering some extra flavor. This is very nice. A perfectly acceptable broccoli side right there, that's fine. All right, everyone, now that's gonna do it for this first round of entrees. My buddy and I continue working on this and boxed a lot of it to go because we've got another round of food coming. Don't go around, I'll be right back. All right, everyone, now my second round of entrees just got here. This is looking really good. Let me give you a view. With my second round, I decided to try a lot of their Louisiana classics. I got their Louisiana platter with fried jumbo shrimp, catfish, crawfish etouffee, waffle fries, and hush puppies, their bayou pasta, as well as a cup of their chicken sausage gumbo and red beans and rice. This is all looking really tasty. Let's give them a try. I'm gonna start this round with a bayou pasta. You've got some really good looking shrimp here, as well as this linguine pasta. Hopefully it's good. Let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, it's good. Now these are not fresh linguine noodles, however, they have been cooked relatively well. Certainly past al dente, much softer noodles than I typically prefer, but especially when the pasta isn't made fresh. This particular texture is just fine. Now this pasta has something like a crawfish cream sauce. The flavor of the crawfish is relatively faint, but there is a nice creamy richness here, a little bit of heat, just a bit of kick on the back end. And while the sauce does have decent flavor, I would say on its own, it doesn't have a super robust taste. The majority of the flavor in this dish absolutely comes from these blackened shrimp. Nice, big, succulent shrimp. This is the kind of shrimp that I really love. And the texture I was hoping for when it came to a lot of that fried shrimp in the sandwiches, as well as that boom boom shrimp appetizer. Not only a great cook and wonderful texture on these shrimp, they've been seasoned beautifully. A nice, smoky, savory flavor coming from that shrimp. Wonderful blackened seasoning here. Perfectly formed crust on that shrimp also from that grill top. Easily the best part of the dish. That's not a bad pasta at all. Next up, I'm gonna try the beans and rice. Now this is one classic Southern recipe, and I certainly love a good beans and rice dish. Let's give it a try. Yeah, not bad. Now there are some pretty good flavors here, although there's just one major detraction. I'll get to that later. The rice here is fine. A little bit softer than I would prefer, but it still has a nice cook to it, and a good neutral flavor that's been able to soak up a lot of the flavors of these beans. No real issues with the rice. The beans themselves have been very well cooked through, fork tender, very soft, and delivering a very earthy flavor. Now there's a pork belly or bacon in here delivering a very intense salinity, and I think that's my biggest issue with this dish. While the bite certainly starts earthy, savory, and a little bit spicy, it ends on a very, very salty note. Unfortunately, both the gravy as well as the bacon has a fair amount of salt in it, ultimately leading to a very salty aftertaste. If that could be toned down, this would be a lot better, but the first portion of the bite was actually quite good. Next up, the chicken and sausage gumbo. I mean, I love a really good gumbo, and this definitely has that dark roux color that I'm expecting from something a little bit more authentic. Let's see how it is. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. I'd say a pretty decent gumbo here. Now when it comes to the rice in this dish, unfortunately it seems a bit over. I'm curious if that just has to do with how long it's been stewing in this gumbo, but it's a little bit mushier than I would prefer. It was a lot better in the beans and rice. Now the gumbo itself has a very nice flavor. It's salty, savory, a little bit spicy, with a bit of a smoky aftertaste. That is good. The sausage and chicken in the dish certainly provide a little bit of a meaty quality, although the chicken unfortunately has a bit of a stringy texture. This gumbo is very watery as well. I was hoping it'd be a bit thicker in consistency, just because it doesn't lead to as satisfying of a bite. Ultimately though, it does taste pretty good. A solid gumbo. Next up, I'm going in on the Louisiana platter. Now this platter has shrimp, fries, catfish, hush puppies, as well as an etouffee. This all does look really tasty. I'm gonna start with the shrimp. We'll give it a bit of a dip into the sauce here. And let's give the shrimp a shot. Oh yeah, that's good. Now this shrimp is incomparably better than the one in the po' boy as well as the boom boom shrimp appetizer. Now the batter is the same, nice, light and crispy as well seasoned, satisfying crunch there. That's all fine. The shrimp is really where you see the big improvement. Not only is the meat much more succulent, you can actually taste the briny sweet flavors of the shrimp. So much better than the shrimp they provide in the sandwich and appetizer. A pretty standard cocktail sauce, more than likely from a jar, but it does have some sweetness as well as a little bit of kick. Working very well with this shrimp. Now that's a tasty fried shrimp right there. Alrighty, next time I'm gonna go in on the catfish. Served alongside what looks like a tartar sauce. I'll give it a dip. And let's see how the catfish is here at Walk-On's. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. I'd say this is a pretty textbook classic catfish recipe here. Starting with this cornmeal crust, a slightly nutty flavor to it. It's been well seasoned and you do get a nice crunch. That is good. The catfish inside is nice. It has a flaky texture and you can taste it faintly, but you can see here it's a pretty thin layer of fish. And so while you can taste it, its presence is definitely tied to just how much there is. I'd say a pretty straightforward tartar sauce here, although maybe a little bit sweeter than I'm typically used to. Still creamy and rich though. Altogether not bad. Perfectly fine catfish recipe. Next up, hush puppies. A nice dark brown color to these hush puppies. And this is certainly a classic Southern recipe. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, it's good. A very nice hush puppy here. Very crispy on the exterior. And there's a bit of a nutty sweetness to it. The crust actually does have a nice flavor. I like that quite a bit. Now the inside is a little bit more cakey. Certainly less crispy than the exterior, but it's also quite savory. What's actually really nice about this interior is the green onion. It provides just a little bit of bite, and in conjunction with the slightly nutty sweetness coming from the cornmeal, it does round out to some very well-balanced flavors. I'm finding this enjoyable. A good hush puppy there. All right, everyone, now the last bite that I'm trying for my entrees today is gonna be the etouffee. For those of you who don't know, etouffee is something like a creole stew. It's tomato-based and very good typically. Hopefully it's good here at Walk-On's. Let's give it a try. Oh, you know, I'd say that's just okay. This isn't a bad etouffee of all the flavors that you're expecting. However, they come in waves as opposed to being a balanced melody. When I first tasted that spoonful, I was greeted with a lot of salt. It has a very salty flavor up front. Now that said, I do like the consistency of this etouffee. It's not too soupy, relatively thick, and I do like to cook on this rice. It's soft, well cooked through, and it has soaked up the flavors of this etouffee well. The entire flavor profile starts very salty, has a mild tomatoey flavor in the middle, and then it ends on a pretty tasty seafood note. A bit of a briny saltiness at the end there, and that's the flavor I enjoy. I was kind of wishing that was up front and center. The aftertaste is the best part, but I kind of want that all throughout the bite. Definitely not my favorite etouffee, unfortunately. All right, everyone, now that's all of the food I'm trying today. My buddy and I continue working on this, box it all up to go, and then we'll do a little bit of dessert next. Don't go anywhere because sweets are coming up. And welcome back, everyone. Now my meal is over. We boxed everything up to go, but we just got our dessert. Let me give you a view. I went in on their beignet bites today, and I do like the powdered sugar I see on top here. And I've got a nice little beignet bite here. Now I must admit I'm actually really full, but there's always a little bit of room for some dessert, right? Let's activate the dessert summit. Give these beignets a try. You know what, not bad. You know, I'd say these are okay beignets. Now they do have a nice crispy exterior and a bit of a flaky center, but I was expecting something a little bit more pillowy. For me personally, the texture leaves a bit to be desired. The beignets on their own are not actually all that sweet. A bit of a nutty flavor to them, but otherwise I would say all of the sweetness is really coming from this powdered sugar. Because it is a powdered confection sugar, you are talking about a very straightforward sugary sweetness here. And while I am finding it enjoyable, I do wish that these beignets just had a little bit more of an airy, fluffy texture. Not a bad little sweet treat though for after a meal. A decent beignet. All right, everyone, now that's gonna do it for my dinner here at Walk-On's at the Harrah's, Las Vegas. All of the food you saw in the video today came out to just under $382 before tip, and my buddy and I certainly did have a nice time. I think the fried alligator was actually my favorite appetizer of the day, and despite its gargantuan size, I actually really liked that hickory burger. Though I will say I actually enjoyed the blackjack chicken sandwich also. The Louisiana platter was pretty good. I think if I came back, that's probably the dish I would go for just due to the amount of variety, and the beignet bites was still a decent way to end the meal. If you're staying at Harrah's or you've been interested in checking out walk-ons, I hope this video has been informative for you. All right, everyone, now that's going to do it for this week's video, where I'm continuing my quest to vlog every restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip as well as downtown on Fremont Street. Make sure you come back next Saturday as I continue to add to my collection. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic week, and I hope you enjoy Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.